Welcome to Sacred Magic. Violet is on a quest to bring sacredness back into our everyday experiences. Anyone can have an extraordinary life when they are able to tap into their sacred magic within. Violet and her guests will be sharing their divine passions, inspirations, and stories of connecting with their sacred magic. We are so happy you have joined us today. Let's get started with your host, the magical creator of Discover Your Spiritual Gifts, Violet Rain.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sacred Magic Podcast. I'm your host, Violet B. Rain, and my guest today is Sam Ritchie. Sam is a certified angel guide. She specializes in space clearing from floor plans as well as in person. She also provides oracle card readings and carries out past life regressions. This often brings much clarity as well as a sense of confidence and direction to people's lives. She has always been able to see and communicate with the spirit world and has been doing space clearings for over 25 years. Over this time, Sam studied and developed her abilities to the point that she's now able to clear spaces just by using a floor plan and an address. The feedback she's received from doing these has been incredible. By turning negative and sometimes harmful energy into positive, abundant energy, this work has brought a sense of well-being, calmness, and a feeling of clear, cleaner space to her clients. It has helped businesses grow and sell properties that have been stuck on the market for a long time. To date, she has successfully cleared space in 8 different countries worldwide. Her aim is to help people live a happy, connected, and guided life, and she believes that it helps raise the collective vibration and bring in positive changes for all humanity. She has a book called Echoes Within the Wall, and it's full of exciting and eye-opening accounts of her work and understanding of energy and of the human mind. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's
that sums it up.
That's quite a bio you got there, Miss Sam. That's quite a bio. I love that. So I love talking about angels because I've been connected to angels most of my life. And what I've found in having my own spiritual center here in the United States is that not everyone connects to angels, which really surprises me. And some people feel like we're not supposed to connect to angels at all on the human realm, right? So I'm always navigating those thoughts and belief systems that really surprise me because I have angels in my home, I have angels in my space, and people come in and go, ooh, right? Like, talk to us about your experiences with the angels because I know they're here to help us.
I totally agree with you. And I think that is the beauty is, right, you don't have to believe in angels. You don't have to believe that we should be able to communicate with them. If that isn't your belief, that's fine. But you still got a guardian angel, at least one. And they will send you messages. They will send you signs. They'll send you a different way if there's a car crash in front of you, so you avoid it. Whether you know about it or not, they don't care. They love it when we do communicate with them and when we ask for their help in the form of, thank you, angels, for helping me, or thank you, angels, for making this happen, or revealing what I need to know. They love it. But they don't need that to be able to help you. And I actually work with a lady, we have a Facebook group, and she doesn't do angels, she does gods. And we've come to the conclusion it's the same thing, a different label.
That's true. Those divine energies are very much the same. I teach angelic Reiki, which is very popular in Europe. And the angelic Reiki kingdom is made up of not only angels, but everything of divine energy. So whatever you want to call as divine energy is made up into that system. So whether that's ascended masters, divine beings, gods, angels, elementals, whatever you want to call them, they're around us helping us all the time.
They are indeed. And when I first started working with angels, I was like, I don't want to see a 6-foot angel. It's going to be overwhelming. And what I found the first time I saw the angels, they weren't overwhelming at all. They're like spirits, the good spirits, obviously, and they show themselves in a way that you can understand. So when I'm doing my work, and it's a bit of a hairy one where I've got a dark spirits, they show themselves around me in like a paper chain you put on the Christmas tree, paper chain of angels, just really, really bright, so that they don't intimidate you, they don't scare you, they are just there saying you're safe, you're protected. And I think that once you know that, if you want to see your angels, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. But they show up in a way that is not going to frighten you, as are your loved ones in spirit. They're not just going to suddenly stand in your doorway in the form they were when they were alive. If they think it's going to scare you, they just won't do that. Because once they're on the other side, like the angels, they're there to support you and show you love. And angelic beings, as I think you'll agree with me, are all about showing us love and bringing out our fullest potential.
Yes, and they love us on such a level that we can't even understand. We can't even comprehend what that love feels like or looks like, because as humans, we haven't quite got there yet on what
No,
that looks like for
no, we
each
haven't got the capacity for that unconditional love in the same way as they have. You know,
yeah.
yeah, we love our families unconditionally, but it isn't the same. They don't judge us. And as human beings, we are our worst critics, I think. We judge ourselves, right? But we
All the
also judge
time.
we also
All,
judge other people.
all the time. I just watched a YouTube channel where somebody had a near death experience, and their prayers for years and years is, I don't want to view my life. I don't want to see it. It's been so difficult, so hard. I don't really want to see it, because they were afraid of the judgment piece. And during that experience with these light divine beings around them going, welcome home, welcome, we're so excited to see you, we love you, it was an experience that she couldn't put words to, like she had never felt. No judgment, no criticism, none of that. Just so loving and excited. And we have not, as humans, gotten to that level to really experience that. And when you understand that your divine beings, whatever label you want to put on them, that are around you all the time supporting you, and believe you me, there are lots of them supporting
Oh yeah.
one of us. It's not just one or two. It's a whole passel, if you want to call it that, of beings just supporting you. That love, that support that they have for you is so important to understand. Now, you talked about, excuse me, negative energy. As humans, we talk a lot about light and dark, harmony and disharmony, positive and negative. What have you experienced since you do house clearings? What is negative energy to you?
Okay, so if you think of it as that memory that replays in your head that wasn't the best experience, right? But you just can't shake it. When I talk about negative energy, I'm talking about the walls of your property. When I'm talking about space clearing, holding that footprint. So we've all walked into a room and we don't like it. Or we even say, if we walked into a room where there's been a row or an argument, we say you can cut the atmosphere with a. What picking up is that negative energy. So there may not be any entities there that are negative, that are harmful or just stuck, because not all not all entities that are stuck in properties are negative. Some are just don't know they've died. But those walls hold that energy, and it has an effect on us as humans, because we are all energy, right? And when we all vibrate to certain levels, and we feel our energy go down, we say, oh, well, I'm tired, I'm low in energy. And what our property does is hold those things that can pull us down if we don't clear the space to enhance it. And there's lots of ways you can do it. The most important thing is to do it with intention, and anyone can do it. Just not if you've got mental illness or you're scared. They're the only times I would tell someone not to do it. Right? If
Or
you're
when
scared,
I would also say if you're not, if you're feeling like you're sick, you don't want to clear it. If
no,
you're
you're right.
grieving, you don't want to
No,
clear
no,
it.
no,
Those are all
definitely not.
lower vibrations. If you're in depression, you don't want to clear it. You want to have somebody come in. I always talk about, and you'll love this, Sam, in the winter, when we come home to our space, what do you do when you walk in the door? Most people are going to throw their coat down, their bags down, they're going to take their shoes off. That's the physical things that you're dropping into your space. But energetically, you're also dropping in the space.
Yeah,
That argument
absolutely.
or that disagreement that you had at work, that conflict that you had, that frustration that you have with your boss, that conversation you had on the drive home with your mother or your father. No, all of that gets dropped right into the space emotionally. And our
Yeah.
spaces hold that energy, right? Of whatever you're feeling. So I always tell people if you've been sick for a little while and you're getting better, clear your space.
Definitely.
If you've had visitors in your house and it's gotten a little overwhelming and now they're gone, clear your space. If
Yeah.
you've had an argument, clear your space. If you've gotten a divorce and things have changed in relationships, clear your space. Your child has gone to college, clear the space, right? Because all of those emotions are wrapped, your space holds it. It literally, when I look at somebody's car, or their home, I can tell a lot about what's going on in their life. Think about
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh
You can
yeah.
tell a lot about what's going on in their life because if it's disorganized and things are just thrown down in spots, that energy that you're carrying is in that space. But when you love your space, when you put everything back, when you clean it, when you love on it, when you thank it, when you're ready to go, that space holds that energy. And the same happens. Be careful when you purchase a home, what you tell yourself about that home when you move in. Because a lot of times people will buy a house and go, oh, I'm going to die in this house. They get so excited. They move in. They're talking about this is going to be my last home. I'm going to die in this house. And then something changes in their life and they want a new home. And then they want to sell that home. The
And they
home,
can't.
they can't because the home remembers. You said it's like a declaration or a contract that you've made with that home. This is going to be my last home. This is where I'm going to stay. Be careful what you say. Yes, love it. Thank it. Be grateful for it always, because that's how this universe works. But our words are powerful, and we just don't pay any attention to what we say to ourselves, to others, to people.
Yeah.
Those words are creations.
Yeah. And it holds in the properties. Right. There's
Absolutely.
so many times I've space cleared properties that should be flying out the door sales wise, but just aren't. I mean, I did one in Belgium not long ago, and it was an energetic problem. It was an inherited property, and it had been on the market for 5 years and wasn't shifting. It was priced right. Everything was right. There was no reason apart from the energy of the previous owner was still there, and she didn't want to let it go. So we had sent her to the light to enable the people that she'd left the house to be able to sell it, to move it on.
It does. It works that way. I've went in and cleared houses, and then I can hear from the house. They told me. They
Yeah.
shared with me. They made this statement, and then I'll say, what did you say when you moved into this house? What was your purpose for this house when you moved in? Oh, it was going to be my last one. I said, and it remembers.
Yeah. And also when it's an inherited property, that's not the first time that the strings, the cords, the energetic cords is what I call them, are still attached to the person that has passed over. It's like you never get rid of an asset, right? So that property's not selling because that property's been you're never getting rid of an asset. So the people that have inherited it can't sell it because it just will not shift.
It's interesting, and it's very, very true. So, think about your home, love it. It supports you energetically. So, I at one point my grandchildren were moving in and they were like teenagers, and I sat them all down and said, "Okay, this is Nana's house. This is not Mama's house. This is my house. And we're going to love it and we're going to take care of it. And you're going to keep your room clean and you're going to keep stuff off the floor because we're going to love this house because this house is here to put a roof over our heads and support us. And I'm going to instill this in you. I'm not mother that says your room is your turf. Your room is my turf. And we're going to keep it clean and neat and all of that." And they're like, "Okay." And I'm like, "We're going to love this house. With everything we got, we're going to love this house because the more you love your house, the more it's going to love you." I also tell people, Sam, that when your appliances start breaking down,
that's a clue.
that's a clue that your house needs cleared.
That's a huge clue. I had another one. I mean, these are all in my books, and they called me. They were not believers. I met them at a different a group, and they were not believers. But it got to the point where they were desperate, and they're like, "Sam, do you think it needs space clearing?" Like, hell yeah, right? The plumbing went, the internet went, basically every appliance in their house went, and it's like, yeah, how many signs do you want?
A flood means a lot of sadness is in the house because that's water.
There was, and it was so interesting, this house, because it had never been lived in. So I live in rural Spain, and this house, before these people owned it, had just been a holiday home. It had never been permanently lived in, and it had been empty for years before they bought it. The caveman was still there from the cave. The first thing I met was this caveman, and they went, "Oh, there's a cave underneath." What? Okay. But the angels were hilarious that day because they're like, the caveman has no language, so we're going to translate. Like, I've never come across a caveman before or since, but it was just like that. He did not want anyone in on his land. So it predated the house, but no one had been able to live there permanently, and it hadn't been used as a holiday home for years. And the house was probably 40 years old. It was just like, because he didn't want them there. He made it so uncomfortable.
Wow. Wow. Isn't that interesting, right? Our land holds lots of energy too. So I live in Colorado where there's a lot of native energy on the land, especially. And so I'm very connected. So I can, one of my spaces I used to have, they would come in drumming when we would do activities because they're still connected, protecting the land, right? And they love the fact that energetically we were bringing in more light and love to the space. So they would come and join us when we did ceremony and ritual and activity. And it was like beautiful. But sometimes your land has history and energy to it that you may not realize, right? That affects the whole property.
Yeah, and because of all the different countries I've space cleared in now, it's really interesting to find the differences between the countries and the similarities. It's like England is a lot of poverty, a lot of hardship, that sort of vibe going on from the land. Spain is lots of religious stuff, lots of violence, lots of priests, unfortunately. And they don't tend to be the ones that actually were men of God that turn up. And then like Europe, Poland and Belgium was a lot of Second World War stuff. And then America, it's Native Americans, Native Americans, cowboys, and that sort of vibe going on. And that's interesting because I've done a few in America, but done them like quite a long, like they've been different sides of America, should we say. My geography's rubbish. So, but the vibe is still really similar.
Yeah,
Really
I can
similar.
see that. Wars, violence, poverty, hunger, all of that, all those energies really stay. I can imagine New York has a lot of energy underneath New York City because that's where a lot of people came in, a lot of immigrants came in for years and years and years, and just New York and all the history there.
Yeah, I haven't done New York, but I did do one in New Jersey. And that's the first time I'd come up against a Native American curse,
Wow.
which was really interesting. And lots of, as I said, my geography is rubbish. And I was like, why do they keep showing me JFK being shot? I'm like, he didn't die there, right? And they're like, no. And then she's like, no, I don't know why. I don't know why. Turns out there's a tunnel between New Jersey and New York called the JFK Tunnel and a shopping center and an airport. I don't know. Okay, that'd be why they show me in a way I can understand.
Mhm.
So, but hopefully I can translate it so my client can understand.
Right. I love
But
that.
I've done some small islands just off Spain as well. And I did one in Tenerife. And I saw an American caravan, the old horse and carts. I was like, this is a tiny island off of Spain. This makes no sense to me at all, none. And so I said to my client, and he's like, I know that happened. Okay. You just have to trust and tell them what you see, even if it makes no sense to you.
I love that. I love that. I wonder sometimes if you would get even the Lemurian and Atlantis history in some of the areas in the Bahamas and the Pacific Islands and in there. I bet that would show up a little bit too.
Yeah, that would be cool. So if
Wouldn't that
someone
be
can give
cool?
me a job there so I can find out, that'd be great.
So if anybody lives in that area and you want your land cleared, call Sam. She'd like to see if she can connect to some of
I
that.
have a map behind me and it's got pins in because that my husband bought me for Christmas. He's like, oh no, it was my birthday. He's like, that's so you can put pins all over the world.
I love that. I think that's awesome. So, share with us, Sam, what are some things? I know you do clearings, I know you do angel work. Is there anything else that you would love to share with our audience? We'll have your website throughout the video and in the descriptions to kind of share, but is there anything you'd like to tell us on other things that you may offer?
Yeah, I also hold space for a spiritual circle, two of which are on twice a month are online, and that's we dip our toe in different aspects of spiritual stuff. So it doesn't mean I'm an expert. It's like we find out together, and if someone's interested, they could dig deeper. And I'm just about to, by the time this goes out, I will be live starting a mystic mixer, which is going to be a group where people come, they get a 3 card oracle reading any mediumship that comes through, and we do it in a group setting. So it'd be like a fun party. And I do a free oracle card party on my Facebook where you get one, and it's very, very fast paced. One card for anyone who says their name. And then I'm also starting a Enhance Your Connection circle, which is a medium development circle. And that's going to be an 8-month plan with replays. So if it's already started, but you want to join, you can catch up. And there'll be homework and loads of other stuff.
I love that. I think that's awesome. It was so great to connect with you today on the show and to share all your magic, your sacred magic that you share with the world. We really do appreciate everyone out there that's doing this type of work.
Thank you. And, it needs more people like you bringing the light. So thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. And if you're listening, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you comment, like, and follow us on your favorite channels. We've been around for a long time. We're getting close to, I believe the other day, getting close to 200, 300 shows. So just check it out. And I wish you a very sacred, magical week. And I hope that we'll see you soon on an episode coming up in the future. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you for joining us. To find out more about Violet, head over to discoveryourspiritualgifts.com. You can also send a personal message to Violet through email, violet@discoveryourspiritualgifts.com. If you love the show, subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Until next time, remember, we are meant to have abundant and joyful lives. We hope to see you soon at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts.